Could Shedeur Sanders fall to the number 3 overall pick and be selected by the New York Football Giants? Mel Kiper thinks so, and we got to talk about it on today's show. First, though, do you want Shedeur Sanders on the Giants? Are you team Shedeur? Are you team Cam? Or are you team just get me a quarterback? If you want Shedeur on Big Blue, hit that thumbs up icon right now. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's talk about it. Mel Kiper Jr. was talking about the NFL draft, and he stumbled upon the idea of, is there a world where Shedeur Sanders falls past pick number 1, falls past pick number 2, and becomes a Giant? Is there also a world where Shedeur Sanders forces his way to the Giants and says he will not play for the Cleveland Browns? This is what Mel Kiper, ESPN's lead NFL draft analyst, said. I don't think Cleveland would be the play for Sanders. Said Deshaun Watson went there because they paid him a lot of money to get him to go there, which ended up being a big mistake. So I would say, the weather, he talks about the cold. Well, the Giants get pretty cold in New York. But for Cleveland, yeah, I would say the Giants would be the Shedeur spot. And I think Cleveland could take Travis Hunter and go a different direction and not select a quarterback. Kiper also mentioned, as he recorded this, which was on January 9th, a lot of things could change. He thinks that Cam Ward is going to go number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans, which means the draft would start at number 2. Does Cleveland go Shedeur? Does Cleveland go Travis? And he mentioned Travis as the favorite to go there right now, and maybe Shedeur not wanting to be a Cleveland Brown, which I do not blame him. Sanders falling to number 3, though, is a big win for the New York Football Giants. Whether it be Ward falling to 3 or Sanders falling to 3, I'm okay with one of those guys. I've always said that I prefer Cam Ward. I also like Sanders. I think both could be successful quarterbacks in the National Football League, and it will be a home run if the Giants have either of those guys fall to them at the number 3 pick, and they don't have to give up future draft capital to move up. I've thought this for a couple of weeks now. Are the Browns taking a quarterback in the NFL draft? That roster was built to win now. And I'm not saying you can't draft a quarterback and win now, but they've also got a lot of money still tied up to Deshaun Watson. I think if you ask the Browns fans, I asked my man Matthew Peterson, former Giants Now producer, now head honcho of the Cleveland Browns Report, he doesn't know what they're going to do in the NFL draft right now. Nobody does. It's January. But I just see it as a weird time for them to go get a quarterback with Watson still there, even if he did have a setback with the Achilles injury. I do think the Browns more likely, though, look to trade down. A team that could pick up multiple picks, continue to add to this roster, and hope that Watson turns it around. And if he doesn't, you're back picking at the top of the draft either way. I know this for a fact, though. Chat Sports knows this for a fact. The Las Vegas Raiders are in love with Shedeur Sanders. The Las Vegas Raiders are going to do whatever it takes to trade up for Shedeur. I can promise you that. Our host here at the Raiders Report, Mitchell Renz, he posted a couple of Instagram clips saying that the Raiders want Shedeur Sanders and that Shedeur Sanders wants to be a Raider, and both of those videos were liked by Deion Sanders. So take that as you will. The Giants were rumored, though, prior to getting a meaningless culture win against the Indianapolis Colts. Shout out to Drew Lock. The Giants were rumored to take Shedeur Sanders at number 1. So if you can get the guy you're going to take at 1, that you're going to take at 3, that's a pretty good outcome for Big Blue. And also the Sanders camp kind of makes it seem like Shedeur was the Giants guy. Deion said if the Giants had the number 1 pick, they were going to take Shedeur. Shedeur wore cleats in pregame and getting ready for his final bowl game. That were Giants colors. Shedeur told his brother Shiloh at practice that I know where I'm going because you can't get higher than 1 when the Giants had the number 1 overall pick. There's been a lot of smoke around the fact that the Giants are in love with Shedeur Sanders themselves, and they've heavily scouted him as well. Joe Shane and Brandon Brown and multiple people of the Giants front office have taken multiple trips to Boulder to watch them practice. Joe Shane has also been to 3 games this year to watch Shedeur Sanders. The Giants have had scouts, to my knowledge, at 4 games this year. There was rumors they went to a practice in the spring. There's rumors out there that Brandon Brown is, quote, in full bloom love with Shedeur Sanders. It sounds like the Giants like Sanders. It sounds like the Giants also like Cam Ward. To me, it sounds like the Giants would like any quarterback that could win them some football games. The question is that Sanders, and will he fall to pick number 3? We're going to do a scouting report on Shedeur coming up in a second. But if you want free videos, multiple videos, every day this offseason on the latest news and rumors around your favorite football team, go down right now, hit that big red sub button, and lock yourself in and help us get to 100,000 subscribers. All righty, we're going to go over some things that I really like about Shedeur Sanders' game, some things that I did not like when watching the film, and overall where I think he stacks up brick by brick next to Cam Ward. First, though, make sure you have downloaded the GameTime app and you're using the promo code ChatSports to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. GameTime is the best ticketing app on the market. The NFL playoffs are here, and I've been lucky enough to go to an NFL playoff game before, and it was awesome. And I'm going to look to go this year as well, and I'm going to look to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed with our proud sponsor, GameTime. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. The app is super easy to use. The interface is awesome. And the reason I am a returning customer to GameTime is because every time I use the app, I know I'm getting the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. You can use Apple Pay to buy your tickets. Love that. They also have features like GameTime Picks and all-in pricing that make it that much more easy to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You can go to concerts. You go to theater events. You go to comedy clubs, and so much more. I got to go see a concert recently here in Dallas thanks to GameTime. Got some tickets literally 60 minutes before the concert started. Got great seats, and I had a heck of a time. And I'm going to continue to use GameTime because I know when I use them, I'm getting the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. So download the app, create an account, and use that promo code ChatSports, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. All righty. Is Shedeur Sanders going to be a New York Giant? I would love it. He's a really good quarterback. He's someone that I think is extremely tough, and I think he has a lot of qualities that I want in my next franchise quarterback. Good size, 6'2", a little bit slender. I think he'll put on some more weight as he naturally grows into being more of a grown man. Good overall stats, extremely accurate with the football, over a 74% completion percentage. And he's really smart with the football as well, 35 touchdowns to just 8 interceptions. 3 things I love about him on my scouting report. He is cool and calm under pressure. This is someone that operated in Boulder with the Buffaloes the last 2 years behind the worst offensive line in the nation. Took over 85 sacks over the last 2 years, and he got up every single time. This guy is tough as nails. He will stare down the pass rush and deliver a strike over the middle of the field. I think he is the most accurate quarterback in this class. Not just accurate, but ball placement. I think with the way he's able to place the ball, it maximizes the yards after catch for his receivers. I also love 4 years of starting. Yes, 2 years at Jackson State, but 2 years at Colorado. A lot of starts under his belts, a lot of installs, a lot of game plans, a lot of defenses that he's seen. I love the fact that he has been playing college football for 4 seasons, and I think he might be the most pro-ready prospect of any of these guys. I think he's got the highest floor. The question is, how high is his ceiling and how far is he away from that ceiling? Because one thing I worry about with him is, and maybe this is just me being nitpicky here, what is his elite trait? I'd say he has a B-level arm, which can work in the NFL. I'd say he's a B, great athlete, which can work in the NFL. I do think he is a good processor. I do think he is a plus when it comes to being able to create a little bit of time in the pocket, but he's not like Cam Ward in the sense where he can make that second play every single time. So I think he lacks those game-changing traits. Think about the best quarterbacks in the National Football League right now. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. They all have game-changing traits. The only elite quarterback in my eyes that does not have an elite trait is Joe Burrow, and I think that is actually the ceiling of Shedeur Sanders. Shout out to my guy Big Dash. He was the first one on that. I think he holds the ball too long. Took like 14 sacks that were credited to his fault via Pro Football Focus. I wonder what the ceiling is. And my only really concern, which I've started to gotten away from the more people I've talked to and the more I've listened to Shedeur talk and things like that, is he bigger than the team? I don't know. Just something to monitor going forward. I do have him as QB2 in this class, and it's really not even close. I know Jackson Dart has become the darling of the people that are hoping to find a mid-round quarterback. I don't even think it's close who's a better prospect between Dart or Sanders. It's Ward, it's Sanders, and then you're hoping to hit the lottery after that. Speaking of Ward and Sanders, let's compare them here a little bit before we bounce on out of here. Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, when you compare him to Cam Ward, is just a totally different quarterback. They are stylistically different. One is vanilla ice cream, one is chocolate ice cream. Cam Ward is an improviser and a creator. Shedeur Sanders is an on-time, on-target workout within the scheme. I think that Sanders processes a little bit better. I think he takes care of the football a little bit better. His turnover-worthy play percentage is 1.1 compared to Cam Ward at 2.8. Both those numbers really low. But I think Shedeur's, if he does have an elite trait, is his decision-making, which I'm sure a lot of people would not even look at as a trait. When you talk about some advanced metrics between Ward and Sanders, the adjusted completion percentage for Shedeur Sanders being at 82.7 is actually unreal with an average depth of target of around 8 yards. I also like that Sanders has showed that he's been able to be consistent, effective, and turnover-worthy play deficient in pressure. Against pressure, he completes 53.7% of his passes, and he only has a turnover-worthy play percentage of 1.4 under pressure, and he still finds a way to make big-time throws when the pass rush is in his face. When you talk about taking the top off the defense, throwing the ball downfield, trying to generate chunk plays, passes that travel 20-plus air yards, Shedeur Sanders is completing 47% of those. He's got a big-time throw rate of 28.4. More importantly, a turnover-worthy play percentage of 0 on those throws, which means he's calculated, which means he's aggressive, and it means he is not reckless. When you put them side by side, and you talk about 5 things that I look at in every quarterback: arm talent, check mark to Cam Ward; decision-making, check mark, Shedeur Sanders; accuracy, processing, check mark, Shedeur Sanders; playmaking, Cam Ward. Now, I'm not saying Shedeur is a bad leader. I just think Cam Ward is an elite leader, and I think he could be someone that is the face of this franchise. He was good at Colorado. He had success there. He grew from year to year. He got better, and that's what you want to see in a young player. Do you get better every time you put on the shoulder pads? And Shedeur Sanders, he has done that. My question to you here at the beginning of January is this: who is your QB1 in this class? Is it Shedeur? Is it Cam? Let me know. And make sure to hit me up on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG. Same handle, @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow, and let's go Big Blue.